Hi, and welcome to another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist. I am your host, Dennis Richkovsky, your local donut baker and broker of real estate, specializing in waterfront and water view properties along the Crystal Coast, especially in my hometown of Emerald Isle, North Carolina. So it is not surprising that the content of this channel revolves around real estate here at the beach. That being said, the current COVID-19 global pandemic is creating major disruptions in the health and the security of millions of Americans. Part of that security is economic. People are out of work, and their investments potentially have lost great value. One of the largest, if not the largest, investment people make is in their homes. And this episode explores how the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting the real estate market here at the coast and elsewhere in America. Some of that impact is not necessarily bad news. For starters, residential mortgage rates are plummeting. U.S. mortgage rates hit an all-time low last month, dropping below 3.29%, eclipsing the previous low set back in 2012. Just a year ago, mortgage rates hovered in the mid 4% range after almost touching 5% at the end of 2018. I have no magic ball to tell me how low the 30-year mortgage rates may drop. However, it is evident that the uncertainty brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic is what is creating the current volatility in the market. And that volatility is what impacts interest rates. Once there is certainty, either positively or negatively, regarding coronavirus, it would very likely cause interest rates to be on the rise again. Lower mortgage rates are a good thing for home sellers. Many buyers may be enticed to enter the market trying to get a good deal. And with more demand, sellers may be able to increase their prices even at a time when prices of homes are already increasing exponentially like they are here in Emerald Isle, North Carolina, even without the impact of a global pandemic. Lower mortgage rates can also work in favor of buyers too, especially in a second home environment like we have here in Emerald Isle. Home ownership and the American dream have historically gone hand in glove. However, some first-time home buyers are finding that achieving that dream can be challenging. Obstacles like high student loan debt or living in an area with prohibitively high median home prices can make it difficult to buy a home. Some savvy first-time buyers are renting where they need to live and looking to buy where they want to live. And it's not as crazy as it sounds. In high-priced cities like Raleigh and Charlotte, for example, it can make financial sense to rent where you earn a living and to buy where you want to vacation, like here along the Crystal Coast in Emerald Isle. To be sure, purchasing a second home at a distance from where you are simply paying rent to live in what is considered your primary residence is not without its challenges. Lenders may reasonably fear that it would be easier for homeowners to walk away from a home they don't live in full time. It's a reasonable fear. It's understandable. However, it is not an insurmountable issue. The down payment requirement for a second home will likely be higher, as will the interest rate on the loan. But with rates at historic lows, what is there to lose in investigating the possibility? Plus, there are perks to home ownership regardless of whether the home is your primary or secondary residence. Home ownership can and does create equity and provide tax breaks that renting simply does not. And your second home can be a second job in a good way. Renting your second home during the times when you aren't using it is potentially a great way to help offset the mortgage and upkeep. Ask me how, I know. turning your home over to a property manager, or if you are a do-it-yourself type, exploring home sharing sites like Airbnb and Vrbo, make renting your second home a possibility and may give you an opportunity to turn your home into a business. If renting your first home and buying your second home first means you own property that's building equity, providing you with a space to relax, as well as some extra cash, well, maybe it's not such a crazy idea after all. On the commercial side, transactions locally here on the Crystal Coast had started slowing well before the news of the coronavirus hit. That being said, some investors are seeing the drop-off in competition for commercial real estate as a golden opportunity to lock down a deal. This could be the perfect storm for investors. Competition has slowed down, sellers are nervous, and interest rates are low. And whether you are selling or buying residential or commercial real estate here on the Crystal Coast, it is practically impossible to look at property or close a deal on a real estate transaction, what with travel restrictions, social distancing, and self-isolation policies being put in place as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. To assist my buyers, I am making videos of houses they are interested in. For my sellers, I make videos and link them to a call to action that I attach to their featured photo in Zillow, Realtor.com, and Trulia. My autoresponder captures the potential buyer's contact information, and a video is sent automatically to the interested individual. To be sure, no video can replace physically touring a house, so it is no surprise that we are experiencing a real estate transaction slowdown. For example, if a sale is contingent upon the buyer seeing the property before signing the contract to purchase, or due diligence is required before closing an ongoing deal, the impact of COVID-19 is causing delays in closings and, in some cases, putting the kibosh on the entire deal. All that being said, we had 7 new listings and 6 pendings reported today in the Carteret County Multiple Listing Service. The numbers are not great, to be sure, but they do demonstrate that virus or no virus, life goes on in the world of real estate here along the Crystal Coast. Stay well and stay healthy, and return next week to the same bat channel at the same bat time of 9 a.m. on Thursday for another episode of Emerald Isle Vacation Home Specialist.